Hello, my name is Carlos Silva, and today I will be presenting my project for C Sharp. The project that I have made is a game hub where you log in and you can pick from various games. So let me log in. I'm gonna log in through admin and type in the password. I log in and I'm brought to this main menu where I can pick from 3 games. So let's just pick the bottom one, the number guessing game. And so it tells you, I'm thinking of a number between 0 and 30. So you're going to guess what number the AI is thinking of. So let me guess 15 and check. And it's telling me to guess higher. So guess higher, say 20. Guess higher, okay. I'm going to go 25. Guess higher, okay. Let's go 28. Wow, I guessed it correctly without having to go lower. Let's go back to the main menu and let's pick another game. Tic-tac-toe. Here it says 2 players acquired. I don't have anyone else who wants to play tic-tac-toe with me, so I'll just show you how it works. Okay, so here's a tic-tac-toe game. You have player X and player O, and this is the score counter for each player. So if I click here, it'll show an X, and now the next turn is player O. So me playing for player O, let's pick here. Player O, and then we'll just play a game of tic-tac-toe. Boom. The winner is player O. And you can see the player O increments by 1. So if we press this reset button, it'll go back, reset the board, but it'll keep the score. So let's play again. Let's let X win. The winner is player X, and it'll increment that. So if you press new game, it'll reset the scores of player X and player O. This is the exit button. Let's go back to the main menu. And now we'll play the snake game. So here you have a snake game with the score in the top left. And the green piece is your snake piece. And the red piece, the maroon piece, is your point piece. Trying to concentrate on playing this. So let's lose. Snake hit itself. And that's my program. I'll be back and explain to you the code. So right away we have this login page. It's pretty simple, nothing too crazy. You just you type in these passwords. I typed in these passwords and usernames that it will allow it, and then it'll go to the main menu and show it and hide this one. Oh, and else your username or password is incorrect, please try again. Pretty self-explanatory. There's the exit button, application.exit. So then it will take you to this main menu, and again, simple. Oops, that's the wrong one. I have these all out of order. Pretty simple. It'll just show you the form that you want to play, the snake game, the number guess, and the tic-tac-toe. So I'm going to start with the easiest to hardest to make of these games. So we're going to go to the number guessing game. You can see pretty simple. The label with the text box, the button, and these 2 buttons in the bottom with this label. Number guess, the code, and basically it's just generating a random number that you can't see, initializing the variables, and converting them to numbers so that you can guess it. And this increments the guesses so you can see how many times you guessed it. And this will show you if you guess the number correctly, you will get a message that says you got it correct. Try another one. And then if the number is higher than what if the number that the random number generator is higher, then you have to say guess higher. And then the else is guess lower if it's lower. And then this is just the text, and this is the number range from 0 to 30. I thought 30 might be interesting to play with, But that was about it. That's basically all this program really is. Just a random number generator that you have to guess to it, and it'll tell you if you have to go higher or not. Okay, so now on to the next game. This is the tic-tac-toe game. So you can see all of these are buttons. And I had to name these buttons from 1 through 9 to keep track of them for, I'll explain later in the code. This is the new game reset and exit button. These are the labels. Actually, all of these are labels for the player X, and then this is the score counter, and back to main menu. So we can see here there's a lot of code here. This was very tedious to make. These are basically just the win conditions for X and O. So I had to go through and like tic-tac-toe, see 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is a win condition. 1, 4, 7. This is a win condition. 1, 5, 9, 3, 5, 7, and so on and so forth. So I had to do these for X and O. And I just made the background color, as you can see here, a different color just to indicate that's a win, just to make it easier to see. And it'll display the winner is player O, and then it'll show OK and the information. Very tedious to make. It wasn't that hard. I just had to keep in mind what numbers were which. And then here we go to the buttons, setting out the buttons for displaying either X or O. So basically this works on a true or false Boolean sort of deal. So if the checker is false, then the button, like button 9 for example, will display X, and then it'll make it true. But if it's already the checker will then go to false, so then go to true, excuse me, and then else it'll make the checker false, and then the button will display O instead. And if it scores, this is the function for score, then it'll disable all these buttons. And I did this for button 9 through 1, very tedious. And then this is the exit button, and then these are the new game and reset buttons. I had to enable them all again, make them all white in case there was a win, because the win changes the background to purple. And then button 10 enabled it. So this is the reset button, which doesn't reset the score for the labels. This is the new game button that does reset the scores for 0 and 0 to make it a new game or not. And these are more of the buttons. Yeah, that's basically tic-tac-toe. So moving on to the snake game. This one was the hardest to create, and so therefore I had to write a lot of comments for this one. So starting out with the code, this is just going to initialize all these variables and arrays and the columns and rows that it has, and the change in the X or the Y value, front and back, etc., etc. This is the timer, and then this is going to show the various states of scoring and game overs. So this is initializing these X and Y values and game over the game over function and the collision point function. So if you collide with this red piece, the snake, the green piece, then it'll add 1 to your score. Else it'll just keep going. And then this is going to give the snake movement to the keyboard through the up, down, left, and right arrows on your keyboard. And then this is going to give your snake and point labels the random X and graph values, X and Y graph values. So this will randomize, this is the initialization of randomizing the positions. These are the exit and main menu buttons. I wasn't able to implement them because the keyboard wouldn't control the snake if I put them there. So I had to take them out. I forgot to delete them. Well, anyway, and then this will show if the snake hits itself. So if it collides with any of its green pieces that it's collected, do the X and Y. the game over state, and then this will actually put the snake and the point values on a random position on the game every time you load it up. And yeah, that is the snake game. Thank you for watching my video and my presentation on my Game Hub project. Hope you have an excellent day.